I'm standing in my childhood kitchen wearing a silk robe my bridesmaids gave me this morning, watching my mother press a plane ticket into the garbage with a banana peel. Not angry. Not upset. Just calm. For hours until I'm supposed to get married in Connecticut, and she's treating my future like expired coupons. My phone won't stop buzzing. The venue coordinator. The florist. My fiancé Daniel. Everyone asking the same thing, where are you? I'm frozen. Because this can't be real. My mom, Linda, doesn't even glance my way. She's wiping her hands on a dish towel like she just finished cleaning up after dinner. You're not going, she says. Flat. Final. This wedding isn't happening. I laugh. It comes out shaky, broken. My mother has always been intense. She once canceled Thanksgiving because someone grabbed the wrong serving spoon. But this? This is different. Mom. I try to keep my voice steady. The flight leaves in 2 hours. The ceremony starts in 4. Please move. She turns to face me. And smiles. You should thank me, she says. I'm saving you from making the biggest mistake of your life. Growing up, my mother always believed she knew better than everyone. She picked out my clothes until I was 16. Chose which friends I could keep. Insisted I study communications at Boston University instead of art because it was safer. I learned early that love in her house came with rules you couldn't break. Daniel was the first person who ever questioned that. We met 3 years ago in New York. I was sitting on the steps outside a coffee shop in Soho, exhausted from my underpaid job, crying into my hands. He sat down next to me without asking why. Handed me a napkin. Said, "Bad day?" He didn't try to fix me. He just stayed. My mom hated him immediately. She said he was too quiet. That his family in Minnesota was odd. That a destination wedding was selfish and impractical. But Danielle and I paid for everything ourselves. No money from her. No input. No permission needed. Or so I thought. Standing here now, watching everything fall apart, something inside me snaps. You don't get to do this, I say. I'm an adult. Linda crosses her arms. Her face is stone. Adults don't marry liars. My heart drops into my stomach. What does that mean? She reaches into her purse. Pulls out a manila envelope. Slides it across the counter. I open it with shaking hands. Inside are printed emails. Old ones. Hotel confirmations from California. Messages dated back 4 years. Daniel's name is on every single one. He was engaged before, my mother says. Her voice is soft now. Almost kind. In California. He left her without any explanation. Do you really think you're special? The room tilts. Daniel told me about a serious relationship in his past. But not an engagement. Not a disappearance. My phone buzzes again. This time it's him calling. I stare at my mother. She nods once, like she's daring me to answer. I do. Daniel says. He sounds out of breath. I'm at the airport in New York. Where are you? I swallow hard. My mom says you're lying to me. Silence. Then, did she show you the emails? That's when everything I thought I knew started to collapse. He knew. Daniel knew about the emails. Before I can say anything, he adds, she left out the part where she caused it. I turn slowly toward my mother. Daniel's voice drops lower. Your mom contacted my ex 4 years ago. She paid her to send those messages. She told me if I didn't leave, she'd ruin my career. My mother's smile vanishes. Then she screams. He was never good enough. Her voice cracks through the kitchen. I did what I had to do. My hands are shaking so badly I almost drop the phone. Daniel keeps talking. I didn't tell you because I was scared she'd try again. And she did. I look at the trash can. At the ticket. Paris was supposed to be our beginning. Our life together, away from all of this. I reach in and pull the ticket out. My fingers are sticky from the banana peel. I don't care. That's when my mother says the sentence that changes everything. You can't go anyway. Her voice is soft again. Deadly calm. Because I canceled the wedding. I stare at her. You don't have the authority to do that. She slides her phone across the counter. An email confirmation glows on the screen. Venue, cancelled. Vendor refunds processed. I scroll down, numb. She used a power of attorney document, one I signed years ago after a medical emergency. I never thought to revoke it. For hours before my wedding, my own mother legally erased it. The phone slips from my hand onto the counter. Daniel is still talking, but all I can hear is my pulse hammering in my ears. All I can see is my mother standing there, arms crossed, watching me break. She thinks she's won. For a moment, I think she has too. Then Daniel says something that makes me straighten up. He says quietly. Look under the confirmation. I pick up my mother's phone again. Scroll down. There's a second email. Venue rebooked under alternate name. Location updated. My breath catches. Daniel continues, your mom forgot one thing. What? I whisper. She forgot I planned for this. Outside, a car horn honks. Long insistent. My mother goes pale. She rushes to the window. Standing in the driveway is a black SUV. The door opens, and someone steps out. My mother's hands are gripping the window frame so hard her knuckles turn white. Because standing there, waiting for me, is my future. And she's about to lose control of it forever. But I don't know yet how long Daniel has been planning this. Or what else he knows about my mother that I don't. I grab my phone off the counter. How long have you known she'd do this? I ask Daniel. He hesitates. Just for a second. But I catch it. 3 weeks, he admits. Your cousin reached out to me. She warned me your mom was asking questions about the venue contracts. My cousin. The one who works in event planning. The one my mother always called too nosy for her own good. Suddenly that makes sense. Why didn't you tell me? My voice cracks. Because you would have confronted her, Daniel says. And she would have found another way. I needed her to think she'd won so I could work around her. I look at my mother. She's still at the window, staring at the SUV like it's a threat she can't neutralize. For the first time in my life, I see something on her face I've never seen before. Fear. Who's in the driveway? I ask Daniel. Your wedding coordinator. And my brother. They've been helping me rebuild everything your mom tried to destroy. My mother spins around. You can't trust him. He's manipulating you just like he manipulated that other woman. Stop. The word comes out harder than I intended. You paid someone to lie. You sabotaged his life. And now you're doing it again. I was protecting you. From what? I'm shouting now. From being happy? From making my own choices? She takes a step toward me. From making the same mistake I did. The room goes quiet. That's new information. What mistake? I ask. My mother's face shifts. For just a moment, I see something underneath the anger. Something that looks like pain. I married someone my parents hated, she says. Your father. They told me he wasn't good enough. That he'd leave me. And they were right. My father left when I was 7. I barely remember him. So you decided to control my life because yours didn't work out? I say. She doesn't answer. Daniel's voice cuts through the silence. We have 90 minutes to make this flight. You need to decide. I look at the ticket in my hand. Then at my mother. She's crying now. Real tears. Not the manipulative kind she uses to get her way. If you leave, she whispers, you're choosing him over me. No, I say. I'm choosing me. I walk toward the door. That's when my mother plays her final card. If you walk out that door, I'll make sure you never see your inheritance. I'll contest your father's will. I'll take everything. I stop. Because she's not bluffing. My father's will left me his life insurance policy. $200,000. It's been sitting in a trust since he died, waiting until I turned 30. That's next month. My mother is the trustee. You'd really do that? I ask. My voice sounds distant, like it's coming from someone else. I'll do whatever it takes to protect you from him, she says. I turn around. Look at her. Really look at her. She's not protecting me. She's punishing me for not obeying. Go ahead, I say. Take it. Her eyes widen. She wasn't expecting that. You think money will keep me here? I continue. You think I'll trade my life for a check? That money could change everything for you. It already has, I interrupt. It just showed me what you really are. My mother's face hardens. You're being irrational. You'll regret this. Maybe, I say. But it'll be my regret. Not yours. I walk to the door. My hand is on the knob when she speaks again. He's hiding something else. Her voice is quiet now. Desperate. Ask him about the restraining order. I freeze. What restraining order? His ex-fiancée filed one against him. Did he mention that? I put the phone back to my ear. Daniel? He sighs. She filed it after your mother paid her. It was part of the deal, make me look dangerous so I'd lose my job. It was dismissed 2 weeks later when she admitted she lied. You have proof of that? I ask. I have the court documents. I've had them for years. I kept them in case your mother ever tried this. I look at my mom. He has the court records. You know that, don't you? She says nothing. You knew they'd prove she lied, I continue. That's why you only showed me the emails. Not the full story. My mother's silence is an admission. Daniel speaks again. There's something else you need to know. What? The reason I kept all this documentation, it's because your mom tried this with someone else too. My stomach drops. Who? Your brother. I don't have a brother. At least, I didn't think I did. What are you talking about? I whisper. My mother's face has gone completely white. Ask her about the son she gave up before you were born, Daniel says. Ask her why he reached out to me 6 months ago. I look at my mother. She's shaking her head. Backing away. Mom? My voice is barely audible. I did what I had to do, she whispers. And that's when I realize this goes so much deeper than a wedding. I can't breathe. I have a brother? The words feel strange in my mouth. My mother sinks into a chair. All the fight has drained out of her. I was 17, she says. My parents forced me to give him up. They said I'd ruin my life if I kept him. And you never told me? What was I supposed to say? Her voice is hollow. That I abandoned my first child? That I let them take him because I was too weak to fight back? For the first time, I see my mother as something other than the person who controlled everything. I see her as someone who was controlled. But that doesn't excuse what she's done. How did Daniel find out? I ask. Daniel's voice comes through the phone. Your brother, his name is Marcus, he found me through a genealogy site. We matched as future family. He told me everything. About how your mom tracked him down 2 years ago, saw he was happy, and then disappeared again without telling him why. I wasn't ready, my mother whispers. You're never ready, I say. That's not how life works. She looks up at me. I didn't want you to hate me. So instead you made me dependent on you. You controlled every part of my life so I'd never leave like he did. She doesn't deny it. My phone buzzes. A text from the wedding coordinator, we need to leave in 10 minutes or you'll miss the flight. I look at the email confirmation still glowing on my mother's phone. The cancelled venue. The refunded deposits. How did you even access those accounts? I ask. She takes a shaky breath. The power of attorney from when you had your appendix out. Remember? You were in so much pain, you signed everything I put in front of you. I was 23. Terrified. She told me it was just for medical decisions. You've been holding on to that for 7 years? I never used it, she says. Not until today. Because you were waiting for the right moment to destroy something I loved. She flinches. I scroll through her phone again. Look at the second email Daniel mentioned, the one showing the rebooked venue. When did you set this up? I ask Daniel. 2 weeks ago, he says. After your cousin warned me. I contacted the venue under my brother's name. Transferred everything. Your mom's power of attorney only applied to the original contracts, the ones in your name. And the vendors? Already moved to the new booking. Everyone knows what's happening. They're waiting for you. I look at my mother. She's staring at her hands. You thought you could erase my wedding, I say. But you forgot that Daniel knows you. He's been watching you manipulate me for 3 years. He saw this coming. I underestimated him, she whispers. No, I say. You underestimated me. I grab my purse from the counter. Stuff the plane ticket inside. My mother stands. If you leave, don't come back. I wasn't planning to. You'll regret this, she says. When he shows you who he really is. He already has, I interrupt. He showed me someone who sees your patterns and protects me from them. That's more than you've ever done. I walk toward the door. What about Marcus? She calls out. I stop. Turn around. What about him? Are you going to find him? I meet her eyes. That depends. Are you going to stop me? She says nothing. I walk out the door. The SUV is running. The door is open. And for the first time in my life, I'm choosing my own path. But I still don't know what my mother will do next. I slide into the back seat of the SUV. The wedding coordinator, a woman named Bryn who I've only met twice over video calls, turns around and smiles. Ready to get married? She asks. I nod. But my hands are still shaking. Daniel's brother, Kevin, is driving. He pulls out of the driveway fast, like he's worried my mother might chase us down. Maybe she will. I glance back at the house. My mother is standing in the doorway, phone pressed to her ear. Who's she calling? I ask. Kevin checks the rearview mirror. Probably her lawyer. Daniel warned us she might try to stop you at the airport. Can she do that? Bryn shakes her head. Not legally. But she might try to cause a scene. We have a plan for that too. I stare at her. How long have you been planning this? 3 weeks, she says. Since Daniel called me and explained the situation. We've been coordinating everything, new venue contracts, vendor transfers, backup flight arrangements. Your mom isn't the only one who can plan ahead. My phone rings. It's my mother. I don't answer. She calls again. And again. On the 4th call, I pick up. What? I need you to understand something, she says. Her voice is calm now. Too calm. I have documentation that Daniel is unstable. Medical records. Police reports. If you marry him, I'll release them publicly. My blood turns cold. You're lying. Am I? She asks. Ask him about the incident in Minnesota. Ask him why he spent 3 days in a psychiatric facility. I look at the phone. Then at Bryn. Put her on speaker, Bryn whispers. I do. Mrs. Carter, Bryn says, this is Bryn Mitchell, the wedding coordinator. I'm also a licensed attorney. If you release any falsified documents, I will personally file a lawsuit for defamation and harassment. Do you understand? Silence on the other end. Furthermore, Bryn continues, Daniel has already provided me with documentation showing that the psychiatric hold you're referring to was voluntary, after his father's death. It's protected health information, and if you obtained it illegally, that's a federal crime. More silence. Then my mother hangs up. I stare at Bryn. You're a lawyer? She grins. Wedding coordinator is my side business. Daniel hired me because he knew your mom would try legal tricks. We've been ready for all of them. Kevin takes a sharp turn onto the highway. Airport is 20 minutes. We're good on time. I lean back against the seat. Try to process everything. Daniel planned for this. 4 weeks. He anticipated every move my mother would make. Part of me feels relieved. Another part feels uneasy. How much does Daniel know about my mother? I ask. Bryn and Kevin exchange a glance. Enough, Kevin says carefully. What does that mean? It means, Bryn says, he's been protecting you longer than you realize. I'm about to ask what she means when my phone buzzes. A text from a number I don't recognize. Unknown, you don't know him like you think you do. Ask him about the file. Marcus. My brother. The one I didn't know existed until 10 minutes ago. Stop the car, I say. Kevin glances at me in the mirror. We can't. We'll miss the flight. Stop the car. He pulls over onto the shoulder. I dial Daniel. He answers on the first ring. Are you okay? He asks. What file is Marcus talking about? Silence. Daniel. He exhales slowly. I was going to tell you. After the wedding. Tell me now. Your mother has a file on you, he says. Medical records. School reports. Therapy notes from when you were 16. She's been collecting documentation for years. My stomach turns. Why? To prove you're not capable of making your own decisions. If you ever tried to cut her off, she planned to use it to claim you're mentally unstable. I remember being 16. The panic attacks. The therapist my mother insisted I see, the one who asked invasive questions and took detailed notes. She was building a case against me, I whisper. Marcus found out about it 6 months ago, Daniel continues. He confronted her. That's why she disappeared from his life again, because he threatened to warn you. And you didn't think I should know this? I was trying to protect you. By keeping secrets? My voice rises. Just like my mother did? It's not the same. Isn't it? I snap. You've been planning this whole counter-operation without telling me. You contacted my brother. You hired a lawyer. You rebuilt my entire wedding behind my back. Because your mother would have destroyed everything if she knew. And what makes you different from her? I ask. You both think you know what's best for me. You both keep secrets. You both manipulate situations to get what you want. The line goes quiet. Bryn leans forward. He was trying to help. I didn't ask you, I say. Kevin shifts uncomfortably in the driver's seat. Daniel's voice comes through, quieter now. You're right. I wasn't expecting that. I've been so focused on beating your mother at her own game that I became like her, he says. I should have told you everything. I should have let you make the choice. So tell me now, I say. Everything. No more secrets. He takes a breath. Your mother has been tracking your location through your phone for 2 years. She has access to your bank accounts. She set up view-only permissions when you opened them at 19. She's been reading your emails through a forwarding rule you don't know about. I feel sick. Marcus has all the proof, Daniel continues. He's been collecting evidence to help you file for a restraining order if you want one. The file also shows that she sabotaged 3 of your job opportunities over the past 5 years, called your potential employers and told them you were unreliable. That explains so much. The jobs I didn't get. The opportunities that vanished. Where is this file now? I ask. Marcus has it. He's on his way to the wedding. I'm going to meet him? If you still want to get married, Daniel says. I'll understand if you don't. I look out the window. At the highway stretching ahead. Behind me is my mother and everything she's controlled. Ahead is uncertainty. But at least it's mine. Drive, I tell Kevin. We merge back onto the highway. Nobody speaks for a full minute. Finally, Bryn breaks the silence. For what it's worth, Daniel was terrified of losing you. That's why he kept the secrets. Fear isn't an excuse, I say. No, she agrees. But it's an explanation. My phone buzzes. Another text from Marcus. Marcus, I know this is overwhelming. But you deserve to know the truth about who she is. And who you are without her voice in your head. I stare at the message. Who am I without my mother's voice? I've been hearing it my entire life. In every decision. Every choice. Even when I rebelled, I was still reacting to her. Can I ask you something? Kevin says, glancing at me in the mirror. Sure. Do you love him? The question catches me off guard. Do I? I think about Daniel sitting next to me on those steps in Soho. The way he never pushed. Never demanded. Just stayed. I think about the small things. How he remembers I hate cilantro. How he leaves sticky notes on the bathroom mirror when he leaves early for work. How he cried when his childhood dog died, and didn't apologize for it. Yes, I say. Then the rest is just noise, Kevin says. My brother isn't perfect. He kept secrets because he grew up in a house where honesty got you punished. Your mom isn't the only manipulative parent in this story. That's new information. What do you mean? I ask. Kevin's hands tighten on the wheel. Our dad used to play games with us. Pit us against each other. Tell one of us something in confidence, then use it against the other. Daniel learned early that information is power, and that keeping secrets keeps you safe. That doesn't make it right, I say. No, Kevin agrees. But it makes it understandable. We're 10 minutes from the airport now. My phone rings again. This time it's a number I recognize. My best friend, Rachel. She's supposed to be at the venue already. Hey, I answer. Where are you? She sounds panicked. Your mom just called me. She said you're having a breakdown. That Daniel manipulated you into running away. I'm fine, I say. I'm on my way to the airport. So the wedding is still happening? I hesitate. I think so. You think so? It's complicated. Is this about the brother thing? Rachel asks. Because Daniel told me about Marcus weeks ago. I sit up straighter. He told you? He was scared you'd find out from your mom and think he was hiding it. He wanted someone you trust to know the full story in case things went wrong. So he told Rachel. But not me. Are you mad at him? Rachel asks. I don't know what I am, I admit. Well, figure it out fast, she says. Because this plane leaves in an hour, and you have a dress waiting. The airport appears in the distance. This is real. I'm really doing this. We pull up to the departure terminal. Kevin parks in a loading zone. We have 45 minutes. That's tight, but doable. I grab my bag. Step out of the SUV. That's when I see him. A man standing near the entrance. Tall. Dark hair. He's holding a brown envelope and watching me carefully. Marcus. I know it's him before anyone says anything. He has my eyes. Bryn touches my arm. We'll check you in. Take 5 minutes. She and Kevin head inside. I walk toward Marcus slowly. He doesn't smile. Doesn't move. When I'm close enough, he speaks. You look like her, he says. Our mother. I'm sorry, I say. The words feel inadequate. For what? That she left you. That she never told me about you. He nods once. She's good at leaving. And good at pretending it never happened. We stand there awkwardly. Two strangers connected by blood and abandonment. Daniel said you have a file, I say. He holds up the envelope. Everything she's done. Everything she's collected on you. I've spent 6 months putting this together. Why? Because nobody should have that much control over another person, he says. And because I didn't want you to end up like me. What does that mean? His jaw tightens. I spent 15 years thinking I wasn't good enough. That I'd been given away because something was wrong with me. When I finally found her, I thought maybe she'd changed. Maybe she'd apologize. But she didn't. She told me I was a mistake she'd moved past, he says quietly. That reaching out to her was selfish. Then she asked me to stay away from her real family. The words hit like a physical blow. I'm sorry, I say again. Stop apologizing for her. His voice is sharp. That's what she wants. She wants you to feel responsible for her choices. He hands me the envelope. This is yours now. Use it however you want. Burn it. File a restraining order. I don't care. But don't let her keep controlling you. I take the envelope. It's heavier than I expected. Are you coming to the wedding? I ask. He shakes his head. I don't do well with families. Too many years as an outsider. You're not an outsider, I say. Not to me. For the first time, his expression softens slightly. Maybe someday, he says. But today is yours. Go live your life. He turns to walk away. Marcus, I call out. He stops. Thank you. He nods once. Then disappears into the crowd. I stand there holding the envelope. Inside is evidence of everything my mother has done. Every violation. Every manipulation. Every crime. But what I do with it will define who I become. Bryn appears at my side. We need to go. Now. I follow her inside. At security, my phone buzzes one last time. A voicemail from my mother. I almost don't listen to it. But I do. My mother's voice is calm on the voicemail. Measured. I know you're going, she says. And I know you think I'm the villain in this story. Maybe I am. But everything I did because I love you. I hope someday you'll understand that. There's a pause. Then her voice cracks. Your father left because I wasn't enough. I couldn't bear watching you marry someone who'd do the same thing. I know I went too far. I know I hurt you. But I'd rather have you hate me and be safe than love me and be destroyed. Another pause. If you go through with this wedding, I won't fight you anymore. I'll sign whatever you need me to sign. I'll revoke the power of attorney. I'll stay out of your life. But please, just know that I was trying to protect you. The message ends. I stand there in the security line, people pushing past me. Bryn touches my shoulder. You okay? She's letting me go, I whisper. Is that what you wanted? I don't know how to answer that. We board the plane with 3 minutes to spare. I'm still wearing the silk robe under my jacket. My wedding dress is somewhere ahead of me, already at the venue. The flight is only an hour. I spend it staring out the window, the envelope from Marcus sitting in my lap. I don't open it. When we land in Connecticut, there's a car waiting. We drive through small towns that look like postcards. Trees are starting to turn. The venue is a restored barn overlooking a lake. It's beautiful. Daniel is standing outside when we arrive. He's wearing his suit. His hands are shaking. I step out of the car. He doesn't move toward me. Just waits. I'm sorry, he says when I'm close enough. For all of it. For keeping secrets. For thinking I knew better than you. You were trying to protect me, I say. So was your mother, he replies. That doesn't make it right. I look at him. Really look at him. I need you to promise me something, I say. Anything. No more secrets. Even if you think you're protecting me. Even if the truth is hard. He nods. I promise. And I need you to understand something, I continue. I'm not going to be easy to love. I've spent my whole life being controlled. I'm going to push back on everything. I'm going to question you. I'm going to need space when you want closeness. I know, he says. And you're okay with that? I fell in love with you because you fight, he says. Not in spite of it. I take a breath. Behind him, I can see the guests gathering. Rachel is there. Daniel's family. Friends from college. People who showed up even though my mother tried to cancel everything. There's someone else here, Daniel says carefully. I know he said he wasn't coming, but... Marcus steps out from behind the barn. He's changed into a dress shirt. He looks uncomfortable. I couldn't stay away, he says when I walk over. Turns out I do care about family. Just took me 32 years to find one worth caring about. I hug him. He stiffens at first, then slowly hugs back. Thank you for coming, I whisper. Thank you for existing, he replies. The ceremony starts 20 minutes later. I'm standing at the back of the barn in my dress when Rachel hands me my phone. Your mom is calling, she says. I stare at the screen. You don't have to answer, Rachel adds. But I do. Mom? I'm outside, she says. My heart stops. I walk to the window. There's a car parked at the end of the driveway. My mother is standing next to it, phone pressed to her ear. I won't come in, she says. I just needed to see you. To know you're okay. I'm okay, I say. You look beautiful, she whispers. Just like I always imagined. I don't know what to say. I signed the papers, she continues. The power of attorney is revoked. Your accounts are yours. I'll have my lawyer send everything to you. Thank you. I also want you to know, she says, her voice breaking, that I contacted Marcus. I apologized. I don't expect him to forgive me. But I needed him to know that giving him up wasn't his fault. It was mine. Tears are running down my face now. Are you going to stay? I ask. No, she says. This day is yours. Not mine. But I'm here. And I'm letting go. Through the window, I watch her get back in her car. She doesn't drive away immediately. She just sits there. Then, slowly, she pulls out of the driveway and disappears. Rachel squeezes my hand. Ready? I nod. The music starts. I walk down the aisle. Daniel is crying. So is his brother. So am I. The officiant asks if anyone objects. Nobody speaks. We say our vows. His are about choosing love even when it's complicated. Mine are about choosing myself even when it's terrifying. We're pronounced married. Everyone cheers. At the reception, Marcus sits at our table. He's quiet, but he's there. Rachel gives a speech about how I've always been stronger than I believed. Kevin talks about how Daniel has never looked at anyone the way he looks at me. I dance with my new husband. With my brother. With my best friend. And for the first time in my life, I'm not waiting for something to go wrong. Late in the evening, I step outside. The lake is still. The stars are out. My phone buzzes. A text from my mother. Mom, I hope you had the day you deserved. I love you. Always have. Always will. Even from a distance. I stare at the message for a long time. Then I type back. Me, I love you too. But I need time. Mom, I understand. Take all the time you need. I slip my phone back into my pocket. Daniel finds me a few minutes later. Wraps his arms around me from behind. You okay? He asks. I think so, I say. What are you thinking about? I lean back against him. About how I spent so long trying to escape my mother that I forgot to figure out who I am without her. And who are you? I smile. I'm still figuring that out. He kisses the top of my head. Good. You've got the rest of your life to figure it out. We stand there in the quiet. The lake reflecting the stars. Music drifting from the barn. People ask me later if I regret confronting my mother. If I regret walking away. I tell them no. Because the truth is, people who try to control your life don't deserve a warning when you take it back. They just deserve distance. And distance, I've learned, is the kindest form of freedom. For both of us. 6 months later, Marcus and I meet for coffee once a month. My mother and I exchange messages occasionally. She's in therapy now. She says she's working on herself. I believe her. But I'm also working on myself. And that has to come first. Daniel and I are building a life where honesty is the foundation, not the exception. It's messy. It's hard. But it's ours. And that's enough.